Hi, I'm Aaron Tweeten, and today we're going to take a closer look at the widget blocks that are available in the new WordPress 5.0 editor. The widget blocks are unique in that they add more dynamic content within the body of a post or page. So I've got here a post and I'm in the Gutenberg editor, and so I'm just going to go through and show you what they look like. To get to these widget blocks, all you have to do is add a block. You can do that here, or you can go up to the very top and collapse this where it says most used, down here where it says widgets, and you have a couple of options. You have shortcodes, archives, categories, latest comments, and latest posts. The very first one is a shortcode, and this allows you to insert shortcodes, which are snippets of code that WordPress understands, and what it will do is it will translate into something else. So for example, if I had the Jetpack plugin and I had a gallery, I could type in something like gallery ID equals 1, equals 1, and then what would happen is that the gallery would show up. I don't have any plugins installed right now. This is a bare bones version of WordPress just to show what's available out of the box, and so this shortcode is not going to work. But if you did have something that used shortcodes, it would work. I've also used this feature on other live sites, and it works pretty well. Most of the time, you would be putting, in the classic editor, you would have just been putting this directly into the body of the content, but now you actually have a special block that handles that. Okay, so the next thing is the archives widget, and what this allows you to do is it displays a dynamic list of your archives by month, similar to the archives widget that's available in your sidebars. You've got a couple of options here. By default, I believe both of these are off by default, and so you can see there's just this long list. This is actually using some test data to test out the theme, and that's why there's a lot of content already in here. You can turn on this feature to show the post counts, and so now you'll see the little numbers on the side. And then to conserve on space, you can also select this to display it as a drop down. And so right now you don't see anything, but if I click preview, there we go. If I click preview, and now I can select a month over here. Those are the only options available, but you are able to display archives. Next is categories, and it's similar to the archives widget, except it displays categories for your posts. You have the option, let me turn off all of these features so you can see what it looks like when you place it in. So you see there's a huge list of categories, and we want to kind of condense that down, but let me just show you a couple of these features. First, you can turn on show post counts, and so now you can see how many posts actually correspond to those categories. You can also turn on the hierarchy, and so we saw a couple of things move around. You see that this subcategory is a subcategory of this category, and see a couple more examples here. You got foo parent and foo A, and see even more examples down here. And then also, just like before, if you want to conserve on space, you can select this and it will display it as a drop down. What's interesting is that this one actually allows you to see what it looks like in the editor, whereas the archive drop down for some reason doesn't work. I don't know why. The next block that is available is the latest comments block. And here we have a couple of options. Let me turn off these so you can see what it looks like. So this is what it looks like out of the box, and it's pretty boring. But you can jazz it up a little bit. First, you can adjust the number of comments. So say if you wanted to just have like the very last comment, you could reduce it to 1, or you could go up to 20. That's probably more than you really want to. Let's change it to 3. And then you can display the avatar. So if this user has a Gravatar account, and what will happen is that avatar will show up. You can also display the date, and then you can also display the excerpt of their comment. So I think turning these on actually makes it a little bit nicer. You know, I would probably at least turn on the avatar date. You know, it's up to you which ones you want to pick. The latest post widget allows you to display the latest posts. So with this widget, you can specify which category you want to display. This actually has the most options of the different widget blocks. So let me just go over them one by one. First, up at the top, you notice there's a list view and a grid view. Now, one thing that this won't show is if you have a featured image, it will not show it. At least I do not believe it will. I believe that these have some of these have featured image. In fact, like right here, you see featured image, but they're not showing up like you would sometimes see in other ways of displaying the latest posts. So just keep that in mind. However, you can display it in a grid format, and you can adjust the columns if you want. If you want to have like 4 for some reason. You can change the order, the sorting order. You can also specify a category. So for example, if I wanted to just pick this parent category, what that would do is it would only show the posts that are in that category. So that might be handy if say like in my case, I'm writing a post about WordPress. I might want to say, hey, check out my latest post on WordPress, and then I can select the WordPress category. Let me go back up to all. The other thing you can do is you can of course change the number of items. You can also display the post date. And then let's go back to the list view, see if there's anything extra. That's pretty much it. You don't get the option to display an excerpt or anything like that. But it is a way to refer people to more posts that you've written about a certain topic. If you have any questions about WordPress and new editor, let me know in the comments below, and be sure to check out my website, aarontweeten.com, for more tips on WordPress. Thanks for watching.